I'm here. Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to another video with a guy and his projects. Today, we are working on the 2004 Ford Super Duty F250, four-wheel drive, lariat, yada yada, crew cab, all that good stuff. And we are upgrading the hitch system. So, this truck currently has the original stock Ford supplied hitch, which, if you read the label, says it's a class V5, or that's what I'm guessing that means. Whatever that means, it does not seem to be a class 5. It's only good for 15,000 pounds with weight distributing and 6,000 pounds weight carrying, and a tongue weight of like 600 pounds. That's not very much, it's very possible I've been hauling way more than that on a very regular basis. So we're changing that today. I ordered offline, and I will link this down below. I ordered a Kurt commercial duty hitch, mainly because this was on sale and it was cheaper than the normal heavy duty one. So there's a heavy duty and a commercial duty. They look the exact same online. Don't know what the difference is, but this one was on sale for $200 less than the other one, and it has a, well, it's the same thing from what I can tell. But anyway, the carrying capacity on this, pulling capacity, you guys see that, is 20,000 pounds with a 2,700 pound tongue weight. That is way, way better than what this claims on the truck. This also says V5 on it right here, which makes me think that V5 is a class 5 because this is a class 5 hitch. The difference is this looks way, way beefier than the one on the truck, and it claims it can carry a lot more load. So we're just going to change over and be done with it. This one very clearly states that it's a class 5 with the weight capacity. I don't like that one. So we're going to upgrade. So when you upgrade, you get different options. You can get a 2-inch receiver, 2.5-inch receiver, 3-inch receiver based off of what you're doing, what your vehicle is, and all that. This one is a 2-inch receiver, 2-inch hole. That's this hole right here. This one is a 2.5. I don't really know the pros and cons of going bigger versus smaller because most of the receivers or hitches I found, you can get a 2-inch weighted about the same as a 2.5-inch, but you can get 2.5-inch that is weighted for way more than a 2-inch. Now, I have no intentions to pull 20,000 pounds with this, mainly because it just doesn't pull that great, that heavy anyway. But I do intend to pull 15, 16,000 on a fairly regular basis, and I don't like cutting it close, so this isn't going to be my weakest link now. Again, I will link this receiver down below. It comes with all the hardware. It comes with instructions in case it's very complicated for you to put it on. I've wanted to do this for a while, but I've been held up because of price. I mean, most sites want $600+ for this by itself, and then you're spending another $150 or so to get the receiver or the hitch, plus another $50 for a bigger ball. And it just gets really expensive. You're looking at $1,000 to get set up. But I decided to pull the trigger because I went to Tractor Supply one day for some random stuff, and being that Tractor Supply is a small store, I walk around like I do every time I go in there, and they had a smoking deal on towing components. So they had a lot of Bulldog stuff on high clearance, and they had some Reese stuff on high clearance. And so I made out with a bunch of extra 2.5-inch receivers. So these are 2.5 inches. Oh, and they fit in here perfect like that. That looks funky. Oh. So I didn't buy them out. I just bought, one of each size pretty much. But like, so this is normally $150. I got it for $37. This one's normally $170. I got it for $42. This one's $60 normally. I got it for $15. Even the balls. So these are the 2 5/16 inch ball with 1 1/4 shank and 25,000 pound capacity. I have no intentions of ever coming close to 25,000 pounds, but I like to overbuild, if you will. So hold on, motion sensor light. Woo, woo. I'm here. All right, well, hold on. Walk all the way to the other side of the truck. Okay, so we also picked up a reducer sleeve that was not on sale. And for the flatbed trailer we pull all the trucks with, all the cars I buy, this was also not on sale. I got it at a whole different store, but because I want to use a 2 5/16 ball, I hate changing out balls all the time. I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade this on the trailer so it takes a 2 5/16. Way bigger than it needs. Just means instead of the ball being the weak point, now the weak point's going to be elsewhere. I don't know where that is, but there will be a weak point. There's always a weak point. I just don't know where that belongs right now. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and install this. It should be fairly uncomplicated. The hardest part of this is I'm running a lift kit on this. It does rake, by the way, and I'm gonna keep that rake because this truck is pretty much only used for hauling. So it's got a rake when it's unloaded, but when I put the trailer on, it sits perfectly level, which I like. So I deal with the rake on an unload for the level with a load. Anyway, that matters not. So finding a way to support that in the air and also support this one in place while I unbolt it, I think is going to be the biggest challenge of the whole job. But we're going to figure it out and we're going to do it right now. Should be a very simple install, minus holding that up. Just big ass washers, carriage bolts, nuts, and zinger into place. All right, so the first thing is first, this electrical is going to be in my way. This is held on by one 15mm bolt. I'm just going to zing off real quick. Just like that. And now that will not be in our way when this whole thing falls. I hope. Let's just shove it up there real quick. Okay, so as far as unbolting this hitch, again, it's probably pretty heavy. I'm guessing this is a class 5. It's just not the same. I just don't think it's the same build quality. It also has these dimples in it, which I figure are weak points. So if you're pulling, that is now a weak point. The Kurt does not have those dimples. So I might be replacing like for like, very possibly, but I'm doing it anyway. So these guys right here are 24mm bolts. I'm gonna zing out 3 on each side. I'm gonna leave 1 until we figure out how to support this sucker. And then we'll go and we'll grab the other 1 at that point. I took this car wash and tried to spray it off before we did this, so it'd be a little less, you know, mud coming off. We'll see if that was successful or not. Big ass bolts, man. Yeah, no, not really any dirt coming down yet. It's good. We'll take the front one, we'll leave the kind of center one. Then we go do the other side. There we go. So here's what we came up with. My jack plus a 4x6 seems to fit. We're almost maxed out, but it's fitting. So what's going to happen is I'm going to unbolt these and weight is going to shift and it's going to fall right on my face. What we're going to try to prevent is the weight shifting and falling on my face. I don't know how that's going to happen. We're going to start with the bolt on that side. Mainly because it's going to be harder for me to get out of the way with the exhaust and everything. This side's wide open over here. I'm going to go take that bolt off over there, and this one will still be in place for now, and we'll see what happens here. Okay, that did not move. That's great. Now we're going to do the other side and see what happens. All right, I'm going to keep my face behind the camera so that you guys catch the blow if it falls. Get on the bolt here. Oh yeah, okay, this one's gonna be a little different here. I think I'm gonna just let it fall actually. I'm gonna get myself out of the way and we're gonna let it fall. Of course, the last bolt would be the hardest bolt. Okay, so it didn't completely fall. Now we're gonna try and lower it gently. It's gonna fall when I lower it. That's okay. We're out of the way. And it's gonna fall right there. So now we can kind of do a quick comparison. I'm gonna show you a little bit of differences. So this is like, I don't know, 4-inch square tube. That's probably 2.5. Let's get a tape measure. So this is 4-inch square tube. This is about 3-inch square tube. As far as thickness goes, I can't really tell you because this is welded all the way around here. That one is welded all the way around as well, but the tube does stick out of the arm. This is a straight piece of 4-inch tube. That one's bent. I feel like if you bend your square tube, you lose some integrity right off the bat. I'm not an engineer, I'm not a scientist, just me theorizing about some stuff is all I'm doing there. So I don't know, but I'm guessing that one's got less integrity. Either way, that one says it's only good for 6,000 pounds without a weight distributing hitch. This one's good for 20,000 without a weight distributing hitch. Again, you have your square tube on the outside. So this is your receiver port. This is a 2-inch inside diameter, which is your standard everyday hitch that everybody uses. This one's a 2.5-inch. There's really a big difference. Like I said, I don't know how much of an upgrade this is, but it is an upgrade. I know that a little bit. Anywho, not to mention, so this guy has this welded plate to it all the way around, which is great, holding your hitch on here. This one has a big ass plate up on top, which is super thick. This is like 1/4 inch thick here. Let's see. Yep. So this is 1/4 inch thick plate here, 1/4 inch thick tow hooks, which are going to be really obnoxiously annoying. It's going to be hard to hook up my tow hooks to that, but we'll fix that. This is a see-through hole, so when you get mud and dirt, you just spray it out. It goes all the way through. So you're welded all 4 sides here on this, and also in the back here. This one you're not. Plus, it's plugged on the back side minus a breather hole. But anyway, I don't really know what I'm comparing. I'm just showing you guys some differences I'm observing. That's all. So let's try and put this on. No idea how that's gonna go, but we're gonna try and make it go. I'll hold it / balance it while you start holding it in. What if you sneak down here too? There's a bolt right here. Let's see if we can at least just get that one started. I'm gonna have to yeah. I need to go gym more. Okay. I might fart. That's very heavy. Oh, wait, don't touch it. Okay. There you go. Oh, do it fast.
Come on, get in there.
For me sitting around the way there.
I'm trying. I don't want to scare you.
It might be easier if you actually climb under here too. Maybe. Alright. Oh, this side's a lot easier.
I'm really holding up the way to one end.
Thank you. That's all. So, never be afraid to ask for help. Put this one in. Okay. And now at least this shouldn't fall on her face. Okay, now we'll do this side the same exact way. Probably get all of these set in there. Oh yeah, this is a lot uglier on the outside. It sticks down a lot farther. That's okay. So we're gonna go ahead and snug these up. And then we'll look into torque specs in a minute. I'm gonna start in the middle until she snappers. Okay, so the instructions say 150 foot-pounds. I'm gonna use a torque stick to get me close because I really don't feel like sitting with a torque wrench spinning these bolts for an hour and a half. So I'm going to use the torque stick, which is at 150 pounds torque stick, and then we'll get the actual torque wrench and see about stuff from there. Let's start with the stick. Yep. There. Right there. Right there. Okay, that's the torque stick. Now I'll get the torque wrench. Alright, so now I have the torque wrench. It only goes up to 147.5 foot-pounds, so we're going to go to 147.5. Oh, except my battery seems to be dying. So we'll see about that actually. Okay. Oh hey, we're actually there. The 150 pound torque stick does good. Still gonna check them all. Should have grabbed a longer breaker bar. Okay. Electrical needs to go back in. So swing back below. Oh, you know what would have been good? I wonder if we can fit this over top here. I wonder if we can reroute this. All right, so I took this apart, took the harness out, fed it through because it was easier than taking this back off again. And now it is on the outside, which is great. We're still gonna have a length issue where this is contacting the hitch, but I think I'm just gonna shove it in place for today. And then I'm going to work on getting like a bumper mount, flush mount, bumper mount electrical system, which will look good anyway. But for right this moment, we are going to shove this puppy in, if we can. Which would be something like, oh, right there. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try. Can't get my fingers up in there. Should have kept my wife out here longer. This is going to be very, very tight for now. But we'll work on the bumper mount thing, and that should make things nicer. Okay. She's in, but yeah, she is tight against the hitch here, which means those wires are going to get pinched, they're going to wear through, and it's just not going to be great. So we'll work on a different system. All right, I'm going to call that installed. So these hooks are extremely beefy. I don't think my hooks are just going to hook on. They might. So either I will upgrade those hooks or just do a loop through kind of thing. I don't know. The trailer you all have come to know and love is probably going away. We're going to get a heavier duty trailer. That one's only rated for 7,000 pounds, and it's very possible I might exceed that here and there. So probably going to get a 14K trailer here pretty soon. Maybe we'll get a 24 footer instead of that 18 anyway. The 18 is just a little bit short. So 24 don't seem to be common, so it might be a 22. I gotta keep in mind I gotta park it somewhere too, so we'll see. But either way, this is now installed. We can slide our 2.5-inch receivers in there with the ball, whatever size we want, and all should be well. For now, so actually I suppose we could throw a ball on one of these real quick just for fun, but I'm not going to worry about it. Right now I want to go install this on the trailer so that it can accept the 2 5/16, of course.